Good afternoon, judges. We are Team HackerMen. Today, we want to highlight a problem to you. A problem that has been bothering a group of people in their bid to receive healthcare treatment. Let us illustrate it through two characters, Rose and Ming's healthcare route. Rose is financially capable and is able to afford public and private healthcare. Ming, on the other hand, is not as well off. He does not have the capacity to pay for healthcare and requires financial assistance. Imagine a scenario where both of them have severe headaches for a couple of days already. They finally decided to visit a clinic near their residential area, worrying that the headache is something serious. After receiving a preliminary diagnosis from the doctor, both Rose and Ming are referred to NUH to go for further testing and are only issued suppressive drugs to manage the discomfort. Rose, who is more well off, have another option of visiting a private clinic where her condition can be diagnosed and be treated for within a couple of days. However, Ming is unable to do so. He has to go to public hospital to receive subsidized treatment in which the expected waiting period can be up to 6 months long. Ming has no choice but to wait in uncertainty and fear for further checkups to truly diagnose his condition. Now that we have understood the healthcare route both Rose and Ming have taken, which route do we prefer? I can safely say that we would all prefer the treatment process like Rose, where it is fast. Who would want to go through Ming's process where it is long and tedious just for us to receive our treatment? Not to say that we will even be put in a state of uncertainty and fear. Delaying treatment may have led to something worse. But sad to say, there are actually several people in our society like Ming. Though the government and Singaporeans have been helping them at large through channels like Medifund and the various charities, the problem still exists. There is a long waiting time with a tedious application process. This may even possibly lead to patients giving up on seeking treatment due to the hassle. The hope that was given to them in the form of a cheaper healthcare may eventually just be a false hope if they are unable to wait for it. Our team wants to do the exact opposite. We want to cut short the waiting time and processes, have them to take up medical treatment, and more importantly, we want to keep the hope alive. To do this, we will be introducing Care for You. Care for You is a bridge connecting donors to our patients, the Donies. It is a web-based crowdfunding platform for altruistic donors to donate to our charitable cause. The donated amount will be used to fund the patient's treatment at a private clinic, which we will be partnering with. For those who like to help but do not have the monetary capacity to donate, they will still be able to do so. Care for You will also be a platform for volunteers to help the patients by collecting the medication on their behalf and delivering it to their doorsteps. To keep the cost of treatment low, we will be forming partnerships with private clinics for them to offer discounted treatments. In return, we will be arranging patients registered on our website to receive their treatment from them. On top of that, we can also collaborate with the private clinics to provide discounted treatment as part of their corporate social responsibility initiative.
Now we will be showing a demo of our Care for You website. The user experience of a patient. So this will be the homepage of what a patient would see, and if the patient will want to proceed on to further actions, he or she will be required to log into their account. So if you are an existing user, then you would be able to log into our account. However, if you are a new user, then you would have to sign up. So here you'll be asked if you are a donor or patient, as they will require different details for during the sign up. So for patient, personal details are needed, such as your name, your phone number, NRIC address. So after which, you will also be required to submit relevant documents such as the IC and your income statement for verification purposes. After which, you can click on submit, and then the patient would be required to wait for 2 to 3 working days for your application to be approved. After your application is approved, then you will be able to log into your account. And also on the left sidebar now, you'll be able to see new delivery requests and new donation requests. So now let's look at how a new medicine delivery request would look like. So similar to the sign up process, you have to fill out your personal details, but now you also have to fill out your pickup location where you indicate where your medicine should be picked up at, and also your drop-off location of where you want your medicine to be delivered to. You also have to tell us about your situation so that we are able to assist and also assign accordingly if needed. Then you also have to submit your documents such as the prescription of your medicine to ensure that the correct medicine has been delivered to you. And then you can click on submit, and then your request will be submitted to the request page, and volunteers will be able to see your request. Now following up, now let's look at the donation request. So the donation request, you have to fill up your personal details too, and also as a patient, you also have to tell us about your situation, as this will help the donors to understand about your situation and also empathize the reason why you would require the amount of money. Next, you can also submit you are also required to submit your documents such as your IC and income statement, once again for verification purposes and of your donation request. After which, you can click on your own profile, and over here you can look at the medicine request that you have submitted so far, and also the progress of your donation request. And this is about it for the user experience of a patient. Now we'll proceed on to talking about user experience for a donor. I'll be bringing you through a user experience of a donor. So assuming that we have already logged in as a donor, this is the homepage that you will be able to see, whereby there are trending cases of any donation requests or any medicine requests that are actually being raised. So now let's look at the first case, which happens to be a donation request. So this patient is actually looking for donors to actually donate because of a situation. As you can see on the right, there's like a timeline that actually keeps track of the progress of the donation. And if let's say I'm a donor and I would want to donate, then I'll just click on the donate sign, and I will just key in the number of funds and any payment details, and I will be able to donate to the respective patients. So at the bottom, you also can see other similar cases of other patients who are raising for the similar cause, or any patients who are also reaching their goals. And now let's look at a second case whereby this patient is actually finding volunteers to collect her medicine. So a medicine request page by a patient would be seen like this by a donor. So you have your details like your pickup location, destination, and your recipient. So if you would like to volunteer, then you just click on the volunteer sign, and we will reach out to you and also tell you more about the details so that the request can be delivered. At the bottom, similar to the donation request, you also can see more requests nearby or of similar distance by other patients.
Now that we have seen the demo for the front end, let us take some time in this segment to focus on the backend infrastructure powered by AWS. The very first service we chose was Amazon Route 53. As Care4U is a web platform, Route 53 will serve as the essential DNS service to route our end users to our web interface. Security was part of our design considerations right from the start. We chose AWS WAF and AWS Shield as our web security suite, effectively fending off classic web application attacks such as cross-site scripting and distributed denial of service. Care4U utilizes a serverless backend composing of Amazon API Gateway and AWS Lambda. Behind the scenes, without the intervention of our engineering team, API Gateway and AWS Lambda will scale in response to the incoming application load. This means that our backend is inherently scalable. For user authentication, we will go with Amazon Cognito. Cognito is compliant to several security standards in the world and even allows custom security policies such as MFA. For object storage, we go with Amazon S3 to easily store our images and PDF documents. As for the main database, we decided to go with Amazon DynamoDB because a NoSQL database will provide the much needed flexibility for an emerging platform like Care4U. Modifications and extensions to the database can be implemented very swiftly. Lastly, for the monitoring of application activity and errors, we use CloudWatch as a monitoring hub. Putting all the pieces together, we have effectively built a functional, secure, reliable, and scalable infrastructure. The infrastructure comprises of DNS service, web security, a serverless backend, user authentication, data stores, and monitoring.
Thank you, Alex. I'll be walking through our commercialization efforts and future plan. Firstly, our outreach efforts. To further extend our reach to the existing patients who require our help, we will be working closely with relevant associations like Singapore Association of Social Workers. During the initial phase, we will be doubling down our outreach effort by heading down to the association to share with the social workers about how Care4U can benefit the patients and the social workers, as it will be a faster alternative to raise funds for medical treatments. Through the sharing sessions, social workers will be empowered with the newfound knowledge to share about our platforms to the patients. More importantly, the social workers will be able to guide the patients to create their first postings on Care4U. To reach out to potential donors, we'll be engaging in word-of-mouth marketing and video content advertisement on social media channels. There will be a marketing campaign held primarily on Facebook. Facebook is the chosen platform due to the frequent usage of the sharing function by its users. To elaborate more on what our video will be about, the video will showcase how Singaporeans take for granted certain things which are not easily accessible and available to poor Singaporeans. The video aims to carry a message that is memorable and touching. We believe that the video will garner traction and hopefully become viral on social media. With sufficient media attention and buzz on the internet, this will attract those who are financially capable to contribute and donate to our crowdfunding platform. Moving on, our business model. We will be taking 3% of the total donation as a platform fee. These will be used to cover bank charges, platform maintenance costs, improve site features, and most importantly, enhance our user experience. For our future plans, after Care4U has gained significant traction and brand equity in Singapore, we will expand to our neighbouring country, Malaysia. Both Malaysia and Singapore are ethnically diverse but still shares a very similar culture and demographics. Malaysia serves as a very good testing ground with larger population of people before we further expand our plan to the rest of Southeast Asia. Thank you for listening to our presentation.